The view from the balcony, the perspective shift. I don't know if you've been to the Sphere in Las Vegas, but let me tell you, the Sphere is amazing. It is a full, complete circle. There is a light show going on the outside, and there is a light show going on the inside. Actually, it was built for $2.6 billion, over 160,000 screens and speakers that just wrap around your soul, and one of only 2 cameras in the entire world. Now, my husband and I, we celebrated our birthdays earlier this month, and we decided to splurge and get the best seats in the house tickets there at the Sphere and watch my husband's favorite band, the Eagles. Now, maybe you remember the Eagles way back in the day, but they're on their very last tour. So we went on Friday night and we got the best seats, and they were row 12. I mean, I could see Vince Gill there singing Take It to the Limit and the sweat just rolling down his face. I could see Don Henley there singing Desperado, and it was amazing. It was a great experience. But when we got back to our suite, the Venetian, we said, did we miss something? Was there something that we missed? So we thought about it, and we said, they were here one more night. It's their last tour ever. So we did. We got tickets in the 3rd balcony, dead center. And let me tell you, when we were there, the whole universe opened up. I mean, the music, the choreography, to the visuals, it just danced. It was a whole other experience. What we realized is from row 12, we could see the details, but we were blind to the grand design. And I think that we do this in our life all the time. We live in a world that it's right in front of us. Me, what's right here? The only reality we see. Very rarely do we step back, take a deep breath, and look at the grand design. I see this all the time in my business. I actually had a client that I was helping them find their forever home, and it took 3 years. Yes, I know, 3 years. We even made an offer on the same house twice, and they were rejected. From their perspective on the ground, this was a season of failure. But we didn't push. We just waited and guided. And when that 3rd year came and they walked into that new home build with the next gen suite that wasn't even thought of 2 years ago, the tears just started falling. They said to me, we were crying over the no because we didn't realize that God was waiting for us for the best yes. See, they were there and they could not see the Grand Master's plan until they got into the balcony of time. And I think we do this all the time, don't you? We are very frustrated and angry with the actual timing of life. We don't take a moment, step back, deep breath, and think maybe something else is going on here. I remember there's a story about a girl who was going to her first job interview, and she was very nervous, but she was also praying for this job interview and was very, very excited. And then she got to that light and it turned red. You know, that light that seems to take forever, always longer when you're waiting and rushing. When she got through that light, she went through it and there was a car on the side of the road and it had some smoke. So she pulled over and she saw a girl in there. So she dragged the girl out and they sat on the side. And as she took a deep breath, she said, I got a call, make this call. She called and the woman on the other end of the phone said, oh, it's okay. He's actually got an alert on his phone on Life 360 that his daughter was in an accident and he had to rush to pick her up. We can reschedule. In a heartbeat, her perspective changed. From that ground level, that failure, feeling like you're just not going to make it and people are going to judge you, to appointment. To God had her for that moment to save that other girl's life. So I think maybe, just maybe, if we take a moment when we're in a rush, we're pressure, we're thinking only from that 12th row, if we just take a moment and we look at maybe that something else is going on bigger than ourselves. I remember recently, I was on an airplane and I'm hearing this baby cry and I'm hearing someone say, oh, can't that mother just control that baby? And I thought to myself, oh my goodness, what if this mom is going to bury her husband? Do they maybe think? Do you shift? Does your perspective shift if you know that, to instead of, oh, how is this affecting me, to compassion? Does your heart melt out of judgment into love? I think this is exactly what our Father in heaven has for us. I think that perspective shift, whether you're a Christian or not, changes humanity for good. I think taking that pressure off yourself of always performing in perfection and rush, and I'm saying this to myself as I'm saying it to you, needs to have a shift of maybe there's something better going on here that I just can't see right now. Now, maybe you've been at that job and you're really tired of your boss. He's stinky. And you think, I'm going to leave and get a better job. You know, the grass is always greener. But what if you just took a moment, took a breath, and you thought, maybe I just take it to the powers above your boss and just explain my frustrations. Maybe in a few months, you're going to actually be promoted to that position because you took the tenacity, and maybe you're going to help build your family's generational wealth. And what's the worst? If you get up there and you talk to the powers that be, you quit anyway. What do you have to lose? Or what about that marriage that you're just, bored with? You just don't feel like that spark is there anymore. What if that spouse of yours is going through something that they didn't want to share with you? What if that steadiness that they have, that rock that they are, that's not so exciting, is actually exactly what you need 6 months down the road when you're going to be really ill, and that rock is what you need to get through it? I believe that the Lord has those with us. And if we just shift our perspective from, judgment and what is this world giving me, and we shift our perspective to what can I do from them? The view from the balcony will open up the master's hand and plan you can see. And if anything else, guess what? Then you make a difference then. But if you don't try to make the world a better place, if you don't try to look at the world and look at life from a high lens, from the view from the balcony, and you're only living from moment to moment what's in front of you, then we don't change humanity and make it better. We don't change the world. And what if you get to that red light for a reason, to either be prevented from an accident or you're going to save someone's life? Join me in helping change the world with that one shift, the view from the balcony. Isaiah 55:9 says that as my thoughts are higher than the heavens are higher than the earth, so are my thoughts for you. What if you knew that you have a maker who loves you more than you can even imagine, and has a grand design that you may not understand, but if you trust in him, life will be a little bit more peaceful and a little bit more loving. So thank you for joining me today on the view from the balcony, that perspective shift. I hope you learned something today, and that maybe, just maybe, we can all make the world a better place.